Have you ever stood alone in silence and suddenly felt watched, not by the living, but by those who have already crossed the boundary of this world? Have you ever wondered, in that quiet moment after a grave is filled and everyone walks away, whether the one buried beneath the earth knows you are there, hears your footsteps, or feels your tears? This is not a light question. It is a question that touches the unseen world, a truth most people never pause long enough to face. Before we continue, allow me to speak to you as one human being to another. Content like this is not made quickly or lightly. It takes long hours of reflection, careful study, and emotional struggle to present Islamic truths with honesty and respect. If you feel that effort, if you value reminders that bring the heart closer to Allah, then supporting this work is a quiet way of making that struggle feel worthwhile. Your support carries meaning beyond words. Now, let us return to the silence of the grave. In Islam, death is not an end, but a passage. The soul does not vanish, nor does it roam freely among the living. When a person dies, their soul is taken from the body, and they enter a realm that the living cannot see. This realm is called the Barzakh, a barrier between this world and the day of judgment. It is a world realer than imagination, yet hidden from human sight. When the body is lowered into the grave and the final soil falls, something profound happens. The soul is returned to the body in a manner only Allah knows. It is not life as we understand it, but it is awareness. The deceased hears the footsteps of those who walk away. The sound fades, and with it, the comfort of the familiar world. The grave either becomes a garden from the gardens of paradise or a pit from the pits of punishment. The dead are no longer like us. They do not see with eyes of flesh, nor hear with ears of bone. Their perception belongs to the unseen. What they experience is governed entirely by Allah's will. They are aware of their state, of their deeds, of what awaits them. Regret, peace, fear, or rest may surround them, depending on how they lived. But do they see us as we move through our days? Do they watch their families laugh, cry, forget, or remember? Islam teaches that the dead do not roam the world observing the living at will. They are not free spirits drifting through homes or standing behind doors. Their world is confined. Their focus is their own reality. Yet there are moments Allah allows awareness. When a person visits the grave sincerely, offering salam and du'a, that greeting reaches the deceased. The soul recognizes it. There is comfort in being remembered with prayer because that prayer benefits them. The dead do not hear every word we speak, nor do they listen to our conversations. But when Allah allows, they are made aware of specific things that concern them. Among these is the du'a made for them. The supplication of a living person reaches beyond the soil and darkness of the grave. It arrives as light. Do they miss us? Missing is a feeling tied to attachment. In the Barzakh, attachments change. The dead remember their families, but their concern is no longer companionship or conversation. Their concern is what they sent forward. A child who makes du'a, a charity given in their name, knowledge they taught that continues to benefit others, these things reach them like gifts. These are the moments that bring relief. These are the connections that remain alive. When a living person sins openly, some narrations indicate that the dead from among their relatives are shown the deeds of the living. If the deeds are righteous, they feel joy. If they are sinful, they feel pain and shame. This is not constant watching, but moments of awareness allowed by Allah as wisdom and reminder. The dead know that the world continues. They know time passes, but their sense of time is different. A day may feel like years, or years like a moment. They wait. They wait for the trumpet to be blown. They wait for the standing before Allah. The grave is not sleep. It is a state of anticipation. Imagine the loneliness of that place. No phone, no voice, no distraction. Only truth, only memory, only the weight of what was done and what was neglected. In that darkness, a sincere du'a from the living is like a door opening. A prayer is not just words. It is mercy traveling through realms we cannot see. This is why Islam teaches us to remember death, to visit graves, not to seek the dead, but to remind the living. The graveyard is a place where the noise of the world loses meaning. Each grave is a silent sermon. Every name carved in stone was once a heartbeat, a voice, a plan for tomorrow. The dead cannot come back to warn us. They cannot speak to tell us what they now know. But their silence itself is a message. They are busy with their own reality. They are waiting for what Allah has promised. If you stand at a grave and feel a heaviness in your chest, that is not imagination. It is your soul recognizing truth. Not that the dead are watching you constantly, but that one day you will be where they are. You will hear footsteps fade. You will wish for a prayer, for forgiveness, for mercy. Islam does not teach fear without hope. For the believer, the grave can be a place of peace. Light expands, comfort surrounds, and rest is given until the day of judgment. For the negligent, the grave tightens, regret grows, and waiting becomes heavy. The dead do not need our tears. They need our prayers. They do not need us to speak to them. They need us to speak to Allah for them. That is the connection that remains. That is the bond death does not break. One day, the question will no longer be whether the dead can see us or hear us. One day, we will know exactly what the dead know. Until then, the wise heart listens to the silence of the grave and prepares quietly, knowing that every soul will taste death, and every truth hidden now will be made clear when there is no return.